Hey, folks, thanks so much for checking into the Neutral Zone Hotel. We are an unapologetically left-leaning podcast that examines hockey at its best and worst. My name's Benjamin. I'll be your host today. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa Charge fan. Normally, I'd crack a little joke and get people laughing, but we've got a lot of introductions, so we're just going to jump into it. I'm joined by a few of our co-hosts, starting with Madison.
Hi, I'm Madison, she, they pronouns, and I am a fan of the Colorado Avalanche and University of Denver hockey.
We've also got Trevor.
Hi, everybody. Trevor here. My pronouns are he, him, a Vancouver Golden Knights fan, and we do not talk about my association with the Vancouver Canucks.
Very smart. We've also got John.
Hi, I'm John. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a fan of the Florida Panthers for some reason.
I mean, there's good reasons right now, but you've been in it for the long haul. So, and we're also joined by our special guest today, Liz. Hey, Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. I am here because I'm John's wife. My pronouns are she, her, and I am also a Panthers fan. But I like the Lightning too.
I think our first ever two-time guest.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Madison was on twice, sort of, before hosting.
Oh, yeah. I did some voiceover work.
Oh, yeah, you did, too.
As the puck
forgot
spins.
about that.
So the only two-time guests are both on this episode.
There we go. If you want to be a two-time guest on this episode, let us know. We'll find a way to get you in here.
Sorry, SJ.
John just hears, I just like, oh, I'm going to have to do so much work now.
That's right. We'll just edit a bunch of people in.
Oh, SJ's editing this week.
Oh.
Even better. Yeah, we'll give it to the one who's not here.
Well, I think I'm next week.
Yeah. All right, folks. We've asked Liz to join us because John and Liz visited Florida recently to attend the Winter Classic, and we want to hear all about it. So how was it? How was the Winter Classic? Was it different because it wasn't on January 1st anymore?
No, it was different because I wasn't freezing my nuts off like the last time I went to the Winter Classic.
There it is.
It was nice. It was sunny. It was warm. I was drinking on the plaza before the game started. When I went to Citi Field, I spent the entire second period hiding in either one of the bathrooms or the team store because it was so cold.
Yeah, I would imagine the temperatures in Florida would be slightly better than the temperatures in Buffalo or other northern areas. How did the ice look? I think that's always the first thing I think of when I think of a Winter Classic below the Messier-Dixon line. Is I think of the ice quality.
So I will say, once the game started and they opened the roof, according to my watch at that point, the temperature was 63 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's not terrible. And I know that when I was sitting in my seat, I was chilly. Like, it did feel like how it feels inside the arena down there during games. Like, I would have been cold if I hadn't had a jersey on.
Yeah, I think it's hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell how the ice was from where we were sitting because, you know, you're like so far up from the ice. The thing I noticed more than anything was that, like, the ice was definitely rougher in the third period than I would expect at, like, an indoor game. Like, the puck was definitely bouncing around more in the last period than I would normally expect. But, like, it looked okay the first two periods, but it's really hard to tell from, you know, halfway up a baseball stadium seats.
How are the views? The sight line's good. Could you see the whole ice?
Yeah, actually, we had a pretty good corner view. So we were in the sort of the front of the second tier of seating, off of one of the corners, and we could see everything, like pretty much the entire rink. It's not the same angle as indoors, but where we were sitting, there weren't any like dead spots where we couldn't see the play.
And how'd they do for attendance? I didn't look up the official numbers, but was it a full stadium, or were there some big empty spots?
It looked pretty full. Like, it wasn't completely sold out, but there weren't any huge, obvious empty areas that I noticed. I didn't spend a ton of time scanning the crowd, but it really did look pretty full.
I believe it was technically sold out.
Yeah, I did just look it up. It was 36,135 attendance. So that might just be based off, because that's just the Miami ballpark size. It, like John said, it was a sellout. So
yeah, I think that's what the park's not an especially large one.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I still think that just says a lot, though, for this, for how hockey has grown in Florida, because, 10 years ago, I don't think you would ever have expected that. So maybe in Tampa, because that's when the Lightning were starting to get better. But for Panthers specifically, like, the recent success, of course, helps, but just hockey has grown so much there, and it's really cool to see.
When I was in Tampa, I did notice like way more hockey branding than there was for any of the other Tampa teams. So that it doesn't surprise me to hear it's doing well now, but it did surprise me to see that when I was there like a year ago.
So one of the things they had on the video boards before the game started was they ran through, they call it like Florida hockey by the statistics, and they ran through a bunch of stats of how hockey has grown and participation in like beer leagues and learn to play, and for kids and for adults, and how much that's just become more of a cultural thing down there since both the teams, Tampa and Florida, have had more success. And I don't know if it's if we want to talk about this now or later, but just the difference in the arena, because we went to a game in the arena before the Winter Classic game, and it's very different there now that we have the two cups, even versus the last time we were there in 2020 before they won. The arena was better then versus when we lived there and we were season ticket holders. And that was when we moved away in 2012. So it's been a while, but the difference from 2012 to 2020, and then again from 2020 to 2025 post cups, is like leaps and bounds. It's a completely different arena. And the atmosphere in the concourse and the atmosphere in the game, just having the banners up, it's so different. It's wild what winning even just one cup will do for a franchise. Yeah,
Trevor, you should tell Vancouver to get on that.
Ouch. Ouch.
All I could hear is, as you're talking about banners, it's like, yeah, that must be nice.
It was really nice to sit. I had pretty good view of the cup banners at our game, just like watching, just like looking, like, oh yeah, look at that.
When I went to see Montreal last year with SJ, we couldn't see the banners because we were above them.
Holy smokes.
So strange. What an interesting arena setup.
It's huge, and yeah, you couldn't see the banners from there, but we got to see them when we went to the Victoire game at the Bell Center. There's a lot of banners in Montreal. So what would you say, other than just the atmosphere and the banners, what have they done at the arena to improve the experience, Liz?
Specifically at the arena?
Yeah, at the arena, since we're talking about it.
They just have a lot more artwork on the walls of like, oh, this is Panthers territory, or oh, they've gotten between the entrances on the concourse, they instead of having ads up on the wall space like they would have previously, they have they've commissioned local artists to do graffiti style murals for like their whole Vamos Gatos thing. So it's like they're kind of trying to incorporate the local community more, and like nods to South Florida's graffiti culture and also Spanish culture. And yeah, that's neat. And then they had a giant display of 2 replicas of the cup rings, which was so cool. Like they were like enormous. Like how big were they? They were really big.
Yeah, probably like 3 feet diameter.
Yeah, that was just really neat to look at.
I think that it is easy to sell a winner, and it's easy to market a winner. But what I'm hearing from what you're telling me is that not only they've built an identity, and I think that's something that was missing for a very long time. And this is something I wanted to touch on. And I think that the Winter Classic is the official sort of Gary Bettman tip of the hat, congratulations, kids, you made it sort of thing. So I talked earlier, I made the joke about the Messier-Dixon line. I saw I hadn't used that with you before, John, because you laughed pretty good.
It was my first time hearing it as well.
Same.
When I was in high school, so a long time ago, when Bill Clinton was president and the NHL expansion was new, a buddy of mine coined the term Messier-Dixon line to refer to the line beneath which hockey should not be played. And it roughly runs along the same line as the Mason-Dixon line, right? The only team that would have been south of that at the time was, or the south of that before Gary Bettman took over, would be Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we've seen the addition of multiple teams to, yeah. Well,
Capitals.
Yeah, technically DC is south of that.
Yeah, okay. So DC, which was not a successful team, and LA, which was not a successful team. And since then, we've seen multiple teams added or moved south into the American South. So the Ducks, who've won a cup, the Hurricanes who've won a cup, the Lightning, who've won 3 cups. Now Florida's won 2 cups, the Stars won a cup. Nashville has made the finals and built a really strong brand. San Jose, the exact same thing. And for a long time, it was Arizona was the failure of Gary Bettman's Southern strategy, and then people would always say also Florida, and you simply cannot do that anymore. And I think that's what you're seeing you're seeing the simple fact that when hockey is played well and it has well managed, it sells itself. So I think that's really, really cool. What about the game itself? What about the actual on-ice product of the Winter Classic?
Well, I mean, the team we were cheering for lost 5-1, so
Brutal.
not great. I know, actually, honestly, it's not like they were that bad. They basically every mistake ended up in the back of their net, and they got goalied. I think at one point they were out shooting the Rangers like it's like 25-12 when they were losing 3-0.
Oh my goodness!
And by the end of the game, I think Shesterkin made like 50 saves in that game. It was just ridiculous.
That's always so disheartening to like be at a game and be like, oh, my team doesn't even look bad. We're just losing really badly.
And Seth Jones got hurt in the first period.
I mean, but you also got to see history.
Well, yeah, that part was cool, but I mean, you asked about the game.
I mean, you got to see the first ever Winter Classic hat trick. You got to see a record amount of points scored by one player because the Benajad had a 5-point game, but that's the wrong team.
I will say, from a fan perspective, both games actually, because the in arena game was against Montreal, and we've been to several of those back in the bad old days. And that game, at least, I thought the team looked great, and it was just and that was a 0-0 goalie battle till the end almost. So that one didn't, I mean, it was still painful to lose, but it didn't sting that much just because they were in it the whole game. But the Winter Classic game, oh man, just like, we weren't surrounded by Rangers fans, but there were enough of them and they were so loud. And it's just like, oh man, really? Like, this is our building. We can't shut them up. Like, oh, come on. And it's just that felt very much like the bad old days of Panthers hockey. And that was not a fun flashback. And then watching the game, the one thing I was struck by was it sort of seemed like the Rangers seemed like they were more used to skating on, like, in an outdoor setting and in this kind of like weird environment, and the Panthers players didn't. Even the ones who had been in Winter Classics before, like Brad Marchand, they kind of seemed like they were floundering and a bit lost. And I don't know if that was the quality of the ice or just the weird environment or what, but that was my sort of enduring impression of the game, was they seemed tentative and the Rangers just seemed used to it, which was weird. But
I mean, yeah, the thing is most of the players on the Panthers these days haven't been there that long. So I think it's 15 of them have played in a Winter Classic before. I mean, Sam Reinhart played in the one we saw at Citi Field, and Marchand's played in I think a couple, and a bunch of other people had. The other thing, though, is like, for whatever reason, the Rangers are undefeated in these things. They have won 6 out of 6.
Strange that.
That's mind-boggling to me.
That's your Winter Classic stat.
Like, isn't Chicago, who's been in like 7 of these things, Chicago's like what, 1-6? That'd be a hilarious deep dive just to look at every team's records in outdoor games. I didn't know they were that good. This is wow.
Yep. They have won 6 out of 6. It's
all right,
kind of astounding.
So note to self: if we want the Rangers to actually do good at home, just shave the roof off of Madison Square Garden.
I mean, we simply won't know until we try.
I think we should keep the roof on Madison Square Garden because I like it when the Rangers lose.
Fair enough.
Isn't Madison Square Garden supposed to have notoriously bad ice though? Like, I kept wondering, as like, oh, is this ice maybe just more like Madison Square Garden's normal ice? I don't know.
You're being really mean about my ice right now, and I don't appreciate it. I'm just kidding. I've never been to MSG.
You're not a square, Madison.
My garden is.
Ooh.
Madison's Square Garden. There
That's
we go.
right. Yeah.
But it's not even square, it's round.
So you were at a previous Winter Classic, John, and that was quite a few years ago. Ish. Has it lost any of its magic?
In person, no. I mean, it's other than the game results, it was a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, the whole thing is about the spectacle, and I think they did a really good job of tuning the spectacle to the place. I mean, they made snow and blew it out of the air conditioner ducts at the end of the game when they were letting off the fireworks. They created this
cool,
crazy beach. It was like this whole rec area outside of the rink. Like, part of it was like fake beach, and part of it was fake a snowscape, and then it was artificial ice, and people were playing hockey on it. But then there was another section where people were playing roller hockey on it, between periods and before the game started. And I mean, it was a lot of little stuff like that. And then they had, that stuff was going on. But when it was in New York, the whole thing, they had this bizarre New York taxi cab thing where all these cabs out in the field on the other side of the rink, and they were doing things in the before the game started. They're driving around in patterns, so it was like a dance routine, but it was cars. And then at the New York one, they had Ace Frehley saying New York Grew before the thing started. At this one, they had Luis Fonsi doing Despacito. They're pretty good at tuning all the stuff to where they are at this point. And that makes it interesting going to more than one, because what are they going to do this time?
There you go. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to the Heritage Classic in Winnipeg next year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Freezing, but cool.
they're holding it early in the season before it gets too cold. So it should. I think it's in late October, so it should be survivable.
Yeah.
See, I've just been taking shots from both sides unknowingly. I wonder what it'd be like to cheer for a team that can have a Stanley Cup banner / can host a proper outdoor game.
You guys, I don't think Canada's institutional failure to have real football stadiums or baseball stadiums is the fault of the Vancouver Canucks. I think that's one thing we can give them a pass on.
I'm just saying it'd be nice. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying they have to host it, but like, it's kind of embarrassing being the one like black spot on the outdoor game.
Montreal isn't able to host one because they have nowhere to put it. Right? Toronto isn't able to host one because they have nowhere really to put it. So at least you have somewhere that can have one. Who cares if the roof doesn't open?
Why can't they put it in the Jays Stadium?
Do they have the outdoors in Toronto?
Barely. Like Toronto, you could put it at Skydome, but you know, you could put it at BMO Field, which is not particularly large. It's like same in Montreal. You could do it at Olympic Stadium, but then your players might get killed when part of the roof hits them.
I mean, yeah, like Toronto technically hosted one, but that was over in Hamilton. But
Hamilton's not a real place.
Don't tell that to the Takeover fans.
That's true. I've driven through it many times. It kind of reminds me of a slightly more upscale Gary, Indiana, if that makes sense.
Right down to it being a steel town. You're exactly correct.
That's exactly it. It's that. It's like you drive through and it's just these like factories like belching smoke, and like Hamilton looks like it's on fire when you drive back from Toronto.
I visited the Canadian Heritage Warplane Museum at the airport, and it was very nice. And I need to go back and visit Haida down at the waterfront one of these days. But other than that, I have no desire to ever go to Hamilton again.
I actually might be going to Hamilton sometime, so.
Why is My Chemical Romance playing?
Me. No. They're playing here in Colorado.
Yeah.
I don't have to travel this time.
I've been to Hamilton.
I'm sure Hamilton is nice.
I've been to Hamilton twice. Once to NSO, a roller derby bout in a former Target. And once for a beer festival, which was a lot of fun, actually.
I mean, here's the thing. For Canadians, you hear a former Target, that just hits. It just hits for us even more than it should. We all know how bad a debacle that was. Good times.
Any final Winter Classic thoughts or anything people want to ask that I've missed?
So the one thing I would say is we can't really do a compare and contrast on the fan fests, because for the previous Winter Classic that we went to, it was way too cold to visit the fan fest. So it was nice to be actually able to do the fan fest in Florida. And that was fun. There wasn't a ton to do, but I feel like the activities were nice. The one thing I would say is that they did say on the whatever information they gave us that you could like leave and re-enter if you wanted to, and they didn't seem to tell the staff that. So when we tried to leave to re-enter later, there was nowhere to exit. It was they were confused. They were like, oh, go that way. It's like, no, they told us to go this way. And yeah, it was kind of confusing. But if we'd realized we really couldn't exit and re-enter, then we probably would have, we could have handled it better if we'd realized that exiting and entering is not really a thing that was possible.
I may have been wearing two jerseys, one on me and one around my waist, because I bought one when I was inside. And
the other thing I would say is I wish they had opened the stadium maybe about an hour earlier than they did, because the lines for food were terrible the whole game. the first stand we tried to get food at ran out of food. And so we had to go and just every line was so long. The entire game, we missed the entire second period waiting in line for food. And if we could have gotten food before the game, then that would have made things easier.
That's not entirely true. I saw the last 5 minutes of the second period from the Arepa line, but
I didn't.
Because I had a good view of it. But honestly, the only thing I think I heard more at the Winter Classic than Let's Go Panthers chants trying to drown out Let's Go Rangers chants was people on the concourse making the comment that, yeah, of course the Marlins can't handle a sellout crowd because nobody comes to Marlins games. and that was coming from Rangers fans and Panthers fans.
Dang.
That's brutal.
Shit, even Wayne Gretzky dumped on the Marlins in the fan fest thing for like nobody coming to their games because they're so bad.
Has anyone else here been to an outdoor game, or is it? Because I've only been to one, and the one I went to was notoriously bad, but it was the one at the Air Force Academy. But I do kind of wonder because the food situation was very similar. So I kind of wonder if we're underestimating how much like arenas are built around the sport that they support. Like baseball, people just kind of get up and get food whenever. They're not all doing it, trying to do it at an intermission, and then halftime is longer than like a hockey intermission. And so I just kind of wonder how much we're not taking that into account. But I guess we would need more data because these arenas simply don't see that many people.
I mean, I think a big part of the problem of this one was that they opened the doors, the gates, I should say, because 2 hours before the game. But that was an enormous amount of people to try to get in a short amount of time. And like there were a lot of people at the Fan Fest, and there was like one food stand at the Fan Fest, but a lot of people weren't eating. They were just out doing the things. And I think everybody thought, oh, we'll get food when we get in there. And so it's just like everybody ran in there, and immediately the bathroom lines were really long, and then the food lines were really long. And we were going to get food before it started, but the lines were so long. It's just like, oh, we'll just go out during the first period. And it wasn't any better at the first period break. And then, that one stand ran out of food. I mean, I don't think generally they ran out of food. I can say at Citi Field, they ran out of hot drinks really, really early. I mean, like they just like immediately sold out of all coffee, hot chocolate, everything. And they had like nothing warm, but I mean, like, they still had food, but so.
You lightly touched on something earlier because you mentioned you got one of the Florida Panthers Winter Classic jerseys. Is there anything else you picked up merch-wise, and how are merch options?
The only other thing I bought at the game was a puck with a Winter Classic logo on it.
As you should.
Did you get some at the arena?
What?
Did you buy Winter Classic merch when we were at the stores before the game? Can't remember.
No, all the Winter Classic merch I bought was from the store at the arena or from Pantherland at the practice facility. We did try and visit the store after the game, and everything was completely sold out.
You know what? Good for them. Good job, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went into one of the inside stores. They had almost nothing left. People were walking in going, oh, yeah, there's like nothing left. And you walk in, there's like, oh, there's a few things, but not much. And the main store was completely wiped out. Like at some point during the game, they just like sold out of everything and closed it. They were actually, and they'd been selling jerseys and stuff at the arena for weeks. The reason I bought a jersey at the game was because we went to the game against the Habs earlier in the week. And I wanted a Sam Reinhart jersey for the Winter Classic, and they were sold out of like all but like the biggest three sizes. It's like the smallest one they had was like one size bigger than what I wanted. And they're just like, oh yeah, they sold out. And so I'm like, all right, well, let's try the store at the practice facility, because they have a nice new big store at the new Fort Lauderdale practice facility. And we went there and bought some more stuff, but they only had like 3 Reinhart jerseys left, all in a size I didn't want. And I was talking to the guy there. I was asking if they could do a custom. It's like, oh no, we can't do it with those jerseys. We don't have the lettering. It's like, yeah, I can't believe how like those how fast those Reinhardt jerseys sold out. Like they just blew through them. Like they weren't expecting it. He's like, well, the league is running the one at the game, and they might have them. So basically, as soon as we walked into the Fan Fest, I went to the merch, and I saw they had them. I got in the merch line. I'm like, I'm gonna get this damn thing. And then I bought a puck. I was gonna buy a T-shirt, but they were already sold out of the T-shirt I wanted, and it was like 4:00, and the thing had opened at, or no, I guess it was 4:30, and the thing had opened at like 2, and they were like already sold out of shirts at the outside stand, and the line to get into the big store was like way too big. We're like, oh, we'll just go during the game, and yeah, it like,
wow,
it was nuts. Like,
Sorry, I'm going to make one more snide comment. Must be nice to cheer for a team with a practice facility.
Oh, shit, man. The Panthers had that back in 2012.
Oh, yeah. You're talking to me. There's like kiddie rides at the Avs where the Avs practice, and I'm not kidding. There's a carousel.
The Canucks don't have a practice facility?
I know, right?
The Senators have 2.
Yes, it's.
I think the Flyers have 3.
Yeah, the Sens have the old one near me, and then they have the new one closer to the arena.
That shows what the Panthers have too. They have the old one closer to the arena, and then the new one in Fort Lauderdale, where the players live now.
The Golden Knights have a practice facility.
Yeah, the practice arena on the east end of the city is when a lot of the players were living on the east end. And then they built a new one about 15 years ago once the players started living on the west end closer to the arena. So might even be less than, it might be 10-ish years ago. But yeah, there's 2 Sens plexes in Ottawa, and they maintain them both because we need the ice sheets.
Mm-hmm.
So
Canada.
Yeah, I think the Panthers keep them both going because the one out in Coral Springs, the old one, actually has 3 ice sheets, and they use it for tournaments and for both hockey and figure skating tournaments. I think the new one's only got the 1 sheet. That's where the team practices now. Yeah, if you actually go to the old one, there's like all this stuff about hockey tournaments.
Makes sense. All right, folks. I think that's good. It sounds like you guys had a great time, and that's awesome. Hopefully, we all get a chance to get to an outdoor game eventually. Hopefully, Trevor, you get a chance to go to an outdoor game that's actually outdoors.
One day.
One day. All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks. Until then, if you're having a good time, please thumbs up, 5 stars. You can check us out at neutralzonehotel.com/Discord to join the Discord. And we're on YouTube and Bluesky at Neutral Zone Hotel. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. So we're going to talk about the World Juniors, and then we are going to play a little game because games are fun. So the World Junior Hockey Championships in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota concluded on Monday, which is a weird day to conclude if you ask me, with Sweden winning their first gold medal in 13-ish years, Czechia taking silver, Canada taking bronze, and Finland finishing 4th. Did anyone get a chance to watch any of these games other than me? And SJ's not here, otherwise they'd be talking about it. So Trevor, you got it. What did you think?
Yeah. I casually kind of had them on in the background. I don't know. It's always fun hockey. It was nice to see Canada pick up a medal. It was disappointing to see them collapse against the Czechs, then also kind of throw a bit of a bitch fit near the end of the third. But like that Czechia-Canada semifinal was also just a wild game, constantly going back and forth. But I don't know. It's like World Juniors is always fun hockey because, you know, they're still kids, so there's always going to be some chaos. There's some stakes involved. And yeah, like it's almost never going to be a boring game. So
So I watched a fair bit of this, and the shock results were obviously the United States, two-time defending gold medalists, with quite a few players back from last year, Cole Hudson and James Higgins, a few others, getting knocked out in the quarterfinals.
You know what was different? No David Carl.
So true.
I think that's part of it. I think that the goaltending was a lot worse for America, but I also think, like, no David Carl. The guy has a track record.
My beloved David Carl.
I will admit, this might give me some hate, but I screamed at an ungodly volume when Finland scored in overtime. Sorry, but not sorry.
I don't think it gets you any hate. I think that Finland is a really good program and has a lot of good players as well. Canada losing to Czechia was a situation where Canada played decent hockey. They took a few too many penalties, but that's not abnormal for 19-year-olds. But Czechia played their ass off and they won. And I don't know that Canada could have beaten Sweden. Sweden beat the crap out of them. They were an extremely good hockey club this entire period, and I think it's done a lot for the profile of a lot of Swedes going into the draft. I think that Gavin McKenna probably helped his case a bit. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see Stenberg go first after this. He was really, really dominant this whole tournament. So I think it's going to raise some profiles. But I also want to just take a moment to salute the Czechia junior program, which has now medaled in 4 straight World Juniors. 2 silvers and 2 bronzes during that time. You have to think that program is looking for the breakthrough to win another gold. Mm-hmm. And they've only won 7 medals since Czechia and Slovakia separated, and 4 of them are in the last 4 years. So that's, I think, really impressive. The other big storyline coming out of this, other than Canada and the United States falling short and Sweden winning their first gold in a long time, is the attendance. So attendance for the World Juniors was down. Ottawa last year pretty much sold out a good portion of the games and had an official attendance number of 10,300 per game. And considering that TD Place is half the size of CTC, that's not so crazy. This year, 6,369 per game. The previous one held in America, which was in 2018, I think Buffalo, was over 7,000. So obviously Buffalo is a little bit closer to Canada, but Minneapolis is not that far from Winnipeg. And Canadians are crazy about this, about the World Juniors. Mm-hmm. So I think the attendance is a significant challenge.
I mean, the States going out early probably doesn't help, but it was still jarring seeing how sparse the attendance was at the semifinal games and the medal games. Like, it was brutal.
I mean, that average, like, I've been to college hockey games with more people at them.
Yeah, so to give you an idea, the attendance for the gold medal games, Sweden, Czechia, was 9,753. Last year's gold medal game was over 16,000. Canada versus Finland, again, the bronze medal game, 7,300. That's bad.
I think comparisons with Canada are maybe not particularly, like, effective in demonstrating how low it is, just because I think everyone knows that Canadians are going to buy hockey tickets more than Americans are. I think the comparisons with the last time it was in the US are a little more stark.
And it is, I think it is fair to say that the tournament sold a lot better last time. Again, it was a full 1,000 difference in average sales. And Buffalo, their secondary arena, was much smaller than Marucci. I think they were playing the secondaries at the place that the Buttes used to play.
Oh, wow.
Let me pull it up to make sure. But
Yeah,
if
I
I
think
recall
that's-
correctly, that's quite
I think
small.
that's right.
I think that's right, and it's next door to the arena. It's actually the Sabres practice facility, and it holds like 1,200 or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
It's not very
they
big.
did juice that by holding an outdoor game at New Era Field. But come on, I still think it was, given that the tournament, given that the United States was 2 times defending gold medalists,
Yeah.
you would think that the growth would be linear, would be a little bit more linear. I think it just comes down to Canadians aren't coming to the United States, and this is just another ramification of that.
I think that's a big part of it. And I do think SJ brought up a good point last week with like, no one in the US knows about World Juniors. Like, I care about World Juniors. I would watch it. It's too hard to watch. Like, like, I'm not against maybe watching not entirely legal streams.
Yo ho ho.
But like for a whole tournament, that's a huge ask. Like that takes a lot of time and effort. And if it was on like, I don't know if you could, I mean, like you can't even go to a sports bar and ask them to put it on because it's just like straight up not on TV.
Well, yeah,
here.
because it's only on the NHL Network over in the States, right?
Yes.
And who has the NHL
and even
Network?
then, only some of the games. Like
Oh, my goodness.
all the US games for sure, and then like the medal games. But like there's games that just straight up don't get televised in the US, and that's not helping. Like Americans either don't know about the World Junior Championship or like don't have access to it, and that's gonna hurt Americans wanting to go. But yes, obviously Canadians not coming to the US is probably the biggest portion of it, honestly.
Think about it this way. I mean, it's like the problem I think that they had, maybe with the international women's competitions is there's in the US, there's not really anywhere else to see these players because the junior teams are established in Canada, but there aren't that many here. It's not like it's not like you can just go watch a juniors game and you've got some players that you know who they are and you watch the tournament and see them in the tournament. Like most of us, even like hockey freaks, the only people we know who they are, whoever like the NHL team we follow has drafted. And maybe some kid that just made the NHL and they're going to let him go back and play in the juniors anyway, even though he's, they've got him on their roster. Like, I don't know who any of these people are. Like, I got nobody to sit and watch.
I mean, that does raise a good point because, like, unless you're a college hockey sicko, like, you're gonna know the college hockey teams. I couldn't even tell you how many USHL teams there are. I know like the name of 1 or 2 of them. Whereas if you ask me to rattle off CHL teams, of which there are quick math in my head, 61 of them, I feel like it could probably name you a solid 30 to 40 of them. So, and again, that might just be a States versus Canada thing, but I got to imagine that that's still something that permeates down there, just knowing what hockey culture is in the States compared to hockey culture up here.
And even in the Northeast, there's not a ton of Division I college hockey in a lot of the cities. I mean, like, in Syracuse is an AHL team, and that's it. Well, there's a club team. There's a women's team now that they've had one for 15 years. But
there's
when I first
one
moved there,
D1 college hockey in the state of Colorado. So
I think there's more than one in New York, but they're all like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's stuff like Clarkson. I mean, do you know where Clarkson is?
No.
So, do you know where Syracuse and Albany are?
Yes.
So you look at them on the map, and there's that whole big thing that's kind of like up above them. That's like just mountains. It's up there somewhere.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's not near
place
anything.
that people go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just 2 colleges and nothing else there.
So I think there is something about the broadcasting. Sweden's most recent World Juniors 2024 did 6,000 a game. Obviously a little bit harder for Canadians to get there, but they're broadcast on SVT, which is like their version of CBC. So it's the public broadcaster that broadcasts those games. There's broadcasting in Finland on their primary state-owned channel as well. So if you're buried on an NHL network, how are you ever going to get any level of competition or any level of like public consciousness.
Mhm.
And it sucks because it's a great tournament. It's a great tournament every year. There's always weird stuff that happens. There's always a few really good hockey games, and the medal rounds are always worth your time.
Mhm.
It is among the best hockey tournaments in the world, up there with the Stanley Cup Finals and Olympic hockey and the Four Nations last year. We got to give that its due, and women's, like the medal game of any women's worlds. So I think, frustratingly, the NHL does not promote the tournament they have the rights for because it's competition. And
Which is stupid. Sell the rights. Like, and also, if you want to grow the game, I don't know. It makes me annoyed. I'm a bitter American.
it makes me wonder what the IIHF's plan to grow its own brand of hockey within the United States is. So
That's a good question.
Something to think about. We should, however, get along to the game. So it is our 100th episode. 100 times doing this.
Confetti falling, cannons. Let's go.
Okay, we've with cannons going off, we've miraculously gone to Columbus. We're set up there now.
That's right.
Madison, I've been told you put together a 100th episode game.
Yes. So shout out to Emily, who is not here, but also did a lot of the research for this. This game is centered around hockey, of course, and also the number 100. The score. Honestly, I don't think anyone's gonna get these questions right. So do we want to score it, or do we just want to?
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. Just shout out the answers. Like, I'm not gonna, because if we go through everyone, it'll probably take forever and not be remotely entertaining. But an example of a question. This is way more specific than any of the actual questions are, but it's a fun fact, so I wanted to share it. Who scored his first NHL goal in his 100th NHL game?
Oh, I should know this. I don't remember.
Balloon, I don't know.
Is this that one like Dallas defenseman that was listed and mentioned in like a Down Goes Brown article a couple of years ago?
It is from the Down Goes Brown article, correct?
Oh, what's his name? Harley something or other. It's not Thomas Harley.
That's so close. It's Joel Hanley.
Yeah, doesn't he play for the Jets now?
That's actually a really good question.
Joel Hanley.
He plays for the Flames.
The Flames. I knew he moved to Canada.
Yeah. All right. Now, the rest of the questions are things that you might be able to get, but okay. So what player finished last season with exactly 100 points?
Oh, I feel like I should know this.
There
weren't many that hit 100.
No. So yeah, this doesn't include anyone over 100 or anyone at 99. It's exactly 100 points.
It wasn't Draisaitl, was it?
No. Closer, but no.
Okay. McDavid didn't. Oh, wait.
It was McDavid. It's got to be McDavid.
McDavid.
Oh, was it McDavid?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Last year, exactly. He also did exactly 100 points in 22-23 and 2016-17. In 2022, he was joined by Nikita Kucherov, who's also done this once before. And then there are 5 other players who have done this since 2000. Do you think you can name any of them? You probably can. These are all players that you've heard before.
Sidney Crosby, one of them?
Yes, 18-19.
Ovechkin?
Oh, man.
No.
I don't think Stamkos. Did Giroux do it?
No.
I don't think Giroux ever beat 100.
Wait, did Marchand do it the year he hit 100?
Marchand and Sidney Crosby both did it in the same year, which is kind of funny. But
Nova Scotia, baby.
The other 3 are Marian Hossa, Joe Sakic, same year in 06-07, and then Eric Stahl in 05-06.
I knew Joe Sakic got 100 points that year. I knew.
See, it's funny. I knew the other 2 because I've seen it in hockey card stats before.
That's so long
All
ago. I
right, in
can't remember that far back.
2018-19, what 3 teams ended the season with exactly 100 points?
That's the year St. Louis won the cup. So it's not St. Louis because they were notably terrible for half the year.
Correct. Yeah.
Boston?
No.
A team that finished with exactly 100? Was that Toronto?
Yes, that is one of the teams.
It's like
Tampa?
good enough to maybe win your division, but maybe not. San Jose?
No.
Yeah, John did mention Tampa's. I don't think that would be one though.
It's not Tampa, no.
No, that's the year that Tampa led the league. They had like 120 plus points and then got swept by Columbus.
Yep.
Right.
Tampa was too good to be on this list.
Yeah,
That's right.
They're
That's
the one.
right.
They're the
That
130.
Could it be the
I still wonder.
Kings?
No.
I don't know.
It is the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators.
Oh, Preds. It's so
The
good.
Penguinos.
Yes. What team has had the most 100th overall draft picks since 2000?
Woo! So what team basically
That's-
is
that's
good
a
enough to finish 10th worst?
That's a
And also
fourth
doesn't
round
trade all their
pick.
picks.
Or has just
There's a
randomly
lot
drafted.
happening here.
Also,
I
who
am
collects
gonna-
fourth round picks?
I am gonna guess Columbus.
No.
The Penguins?
Not the Penguins.
You said who would collect fourth round picks, and that sounds like something Kyle Dubas would do. But unfortunately, that was too good. They were too good when he was drafting for Toronto. Oh man, shot in the dark. Let's go Nashville.
Nope. It's the Ottawa Senators. They
Oh,
have had
Huh.
3 100th overall draft picks. since
I
2000.
mean,
That was-
finishing 20th, 21st in the 20th in the NHL. That is a very Ottawa Senators thing to do.
Yep.
How many? By any chance, did you happen to find out if all 3 of those were their picks, or did they trade for any of them?
I did not look into that.
Okay.
So that's.
Oh, all
Yeah,
good.
if anyone wants to do that and put it in the Discord, please do. All right. The 100th game of this season was between the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators on October 21st. What was the score?
7-2.
I'm going to presume that this is an Anaheim
7-2
win because
is
this is when
so
they were.
close.
I remember that game. It's kind of a blowout.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Is it like a 7-3?
Not quite 7.
Okay.
6-2.
5-2. And who won?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Ducks.
Probably Anaheim.
That's right.
Yeah, because Anaheim was a wagon in that first month, and Nashville's
That's-
been dog.
Absolutely true. In 2013-14 season, the Los Angeles Kings won the Stanley Cup after finishing the season with 100 points. What other team tied them for points in the regular season?
Ooh. For hilarity's sake, was it the New York Rangers, the team they played in the final that year?
No, but that would have been poetic.
Is it the Flyers?
No. It is an Eastern Conference team, though.
Is it Montreal?
It is.
Oh, look at that.
Who won the Stanley Cup 100 years ago in the 1925-26 season?
That was probably the Montreal Canadiens.
No,
Montreal is
Ooh.
correct.
it's
But
the
it was not-
Montreal. It's the
Maroons?
The Maroons.
That's right. I thought Benjamin might know that one.
I might have every single Stanley Cup winner memorized. I say
love
might
that.
because it gets a
Oh,
little
man.
iffy in the 30s. But
Yeah. 25-26 is a deep hole.
For what it's worth, I think I can do all the ones from modern day to like basically the start of Original Six expansion.
yeah,
I can
I
do
mean,
That
last
is
year
impressive.
and the year before. Before that,
So in that Same season when the Montreal Maroons won the Cup 100 years ago, the Hart Trophy was won by Nell Stewart. How many points did he have that season?
Probably like 45.
You were 42. That's so close. Yes.
I was going to say 44, so yeah. Because they only played like 30-something games a year then.
Yeah.
I think it was 50-game seasons back then.
Yeah. Not that many. And they
was that still before the forward pass?
I think this is after the forward pass was allowed, but the rules of hockey were still significantly different in this period of time.
Yeah. Just a basic, almost an entirely different sport.
And for those who think we're not talking about football, the forward pass in hockey was banned for quite a long time. It was allowed around the same time they got rid of the rover.
All right. As of January 6th, when we were recording today, and before any games played today, there is a tie at 100th for most goals scored this season. How many players are tied? Also, do you think you can guess any of them?
I mean, it probably depends on goal total.
100th most goals scored this season.
I don't know. Let's go.
So
with
McKinnon
10.
leads with like 34. So yeah, it's probably gonna be like 10. I'm gonna guess something like 26 players are tied.
It is in between those two numbers.
So 15.
15?
17.
Wow.
And do you think you can name any of them? Any of those 17?
Is it 10 goals? Or like what's the goal total?
11.
Can we get that at least?
11 goals.
Oh no. Probably not then. If it was 10, I could give 2 right off the hop.
Is Kapanen from Montreal? Is he on that list?
He is not. There are some notable names on the list. So DU's own Bobby Brink, who most of you probably haven't heard of, Michael Bunting, Anthony Cirelli, Matt Coronado, Nikolai Ehlers, Joel Eriksson Ek, Justin Falk, Colin Graff, Jack Hughes, Matthew Nyes, Dawson Mercer, Valeri Nichushkin, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Ryan O'Reilly, Chandler Stevenson, Carter Verhaeghe, and James Van Riemsdyk.
Not gonna lie, Justin Falk having 11 goals already as a defenseman is low-key impressive.
Yeah, it's an interesting list because it's mostly like defensemen and then guys who have been injured for a significant amount of time.
Michael Bunting is still in the NHL?
That's what I thought.
That's your takeaway?
Like,
isn't he?
What?
Yeah. Isn't he in Carolina right now or something?
He's in Nashville.
No, he's in Nashville. Yeah, he's Nashville.
My takeaway is, wow, Carter Verhaeghe's not scoring this year.
Now, he needs to get to the playoffs, and then when they're in clutch moments, that's when Verhaeghe scores.
Yeah, that's true. All right, and these last ones are questions you actually have a shot at, I would say. Who was the 100th person to win the Hart Trophy?
So the Hart Trophy was introduced, I think, in the 20s. Not the 20s. It was introduced early 20s. So I think it's going to be someone from the Lightning, probably. So let's go with...
I mean, off the rip, it's either Kucherov, McKinnon, or McDavid, because they're the ones who won the Hart like the last
Nathan McKinnon
6 years.
In 2024.
Yeah, I was just trying to pinpoint the year. So, yeah, McKinnon makes sense.
Who was the 100th person to win the Vezina?
Connor Hellebuyck?
No.
Oh,
so remember up until the 80s, the Vezina was awarded using the same criteria we now give out the Crozier Award, which is the team with the lowest amount of goals scored against. So
the Jennings, right? Yeah.
The Jennings,
but if it's been back it depends on when they first gave that out, though, because it's 100 years.
Ties for this award historically.
Because it was like the Jennings, like you said. So there are multiple times where they gave it to multiple goaltenders for a team, and also where teams had the same amount. So it's probably so the Vezina was first brought about, I think, in the late 30s, after Vezina retired. So my guess is going to be somewhere in the 80s. So let's go with Grant Fuhr.
No.
No, Ron Hextall.
Tuukka Rask in 13-14.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Boston
all right.
fans say he's not good. Boston fans don't know what's up.
I know, they're crazy. What 3 players are tied at 100th for all-time NHL goals?
Ooh. Tied, huh? Okay. I think it's just above 400. They have to be.
It must be in the 400s, right?
Yeah.
Because there's. I'm gonna.
How many are current and how many are former? Can we get that?
Yes. Sorry, I have like one question. I think. One who is questionably current, and then 2 that are not.
Okay. This does help a bit.
Can I guess Bill Barber?
No.
I think he's in the
Well,
right
you can
range.
guess it, but it's not right. It's 413 goals, by the way.
Okay.
Billy
that takes
Barber has
one, I
too
guess.
many.
413 potentially. So probably who's like struggling for contract? Phil Kessel.
That's right.
Yeah. Nice.
The other 2 are people I have not heard of.
Oh boy.
I would like to guess Rick Martin.
No.
Damn.
John McLean and Gary Unger.
Oh, John McClane makes a lot of sense. So does Gary
John
Unger.
McClane.
Okay.
Who's 100th in all-time assists?
Fuck, I have no sweet clue.
That's I would imagine that's
can
gonna be
you
around
can you give us a hint?
like a range.
Pretty recent player.
How many? Okay.
They have
how many assists in the hundreds?
613 assists.
Okay.
Forward or defender?
Probably forward.
Forward.
613, huh? Recent-ish. Forward.
Yeah.
Recent-ish, yeah.
Is it Eric Stahl?
No.
Good guess, though.
Joe Thornton?
Who would have retired? It's Patrick
No,
Marleau?
Thornton's way more than that.
Yeah, Thornton's got over 1,000, I'm pretty sure. Or close to 1,000.
Yeah, Thornton's way up there.
Okay.
Yeah, was it Patty Marleau?
No. You're like in the right genre of player.
Okay. Guy who played a long time but was never was good enough but not great.
Mark Recchi?
No.
Dr. Mark.
It's
The doctor himself?
Patrice Bergeron.
Oh,
Damn it.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe him, but then
I can
it
see
seemed
that.
too low.
And then who was the 100th all-time for save percentage?
Okay, this is not even. You're gonna have to. I mean,
Guess what that save percentage might be, just because it's funny.
is it like 869 or something?
It is actually 904.
904. Wow.
Oh, like
Yeah, a lot higher than I thought it would be.
Jake Allen.
No, it's Byron Defoe.
Wow, what a name from the past.
Honestly, if you
Lord
had
of
given me
United Kingdom.
if you had given me team and team and date range, I would have been able to play. It would have been him or Andy
Really?
Moog, right? Yeah.
That's
Boston,
impressive.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Only know him as the British guy. But yeah, it's a fun walk down memory lane for some
Remember
100s.
remember some
Remembering
guys.
for sure.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much for putting that together for us. And thank you everybody for listening as we broke 100. Like we've been at this for just over 2 and a bit years. It's our 3rd season. And it's still super wild to me that we, have the people that we do listening and supporting. It's always appreciated.
All right. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening. We hope you've had a fun time for 100. Emily, start putting together the 200th anniversary game, please.
If we time it right, and we can maybe get it right at the end of season 5.
There we go. There we go. Any other thoughts, or shall I close this off?
Take us away. I got nothing.
Folks, you've been listening to the Neutral Zone Hotel, which is written, produced, and hosted by the Neutral Zone Hotel crew. That's us. We hope you've been having a great time. If so, we'd love you to show it by giving us a thumbs up or 5 stars on your podcast player of choice. Smash the like button, leave a note if you want to talk to us. We're at YouTube and Bluesky at Neutral Zone Hotel, and you can always join our Discord, neutralzonehotel.com/Discord, which is also where our website is. Thanks so much for checking in, folks. We will catch you up with you next week. Take care.